Still really surprising how much farm Eternal Envy's managed to pick up. They actually dropped the Tombstone and the Decay into a Cold Snap. Wow, that's a lot more damage than Envy was really expecting, and it's enough to get the first blood. Arstyle's going to open up on the captain of Cloud9. And they really just made something out of, like...
Nyx has to heal up, but where is he going to turn out to be? He has level 6, he can potentially gank, and he's setting up. He will potentially set up. We can see mid lane.
Yep, it's the smoke gank coming in, and they got troll traps, so Vorce can't really go anywhere. Saneko actually lost the tether, it ran out of time. Fader, so low on life, the tower's attacking him. Vorce won't reach him in time, however, and Saneko trying to reach too far out to get that last pickup on Fader. To make the mid-trade worth, it ends up just feeding his life and probably the tier 1 tower.
Fortunate. Top lane, top lane.
Well, also having a crack at EE. In comes Bone7, right there for Dendi. He's got mana for a stun, and that's enough to get the kill, but he needs to be able to connect this on Dendi, who's, yep, there it is. Hits the stun, and this is going to be 3 very quick kills for Cloud9. Bone7 still battling underneath the Undying Tombstone. There's a 1-stick charge for him to use, which is enough for a Spike Carapace. It keeps Artstyle away, and they just back up. So they get the kill on the top, they take out the tier 1 tower, as well as only one that hasn't been slowed down in progression at the moment. And you're seeing it with the CS, with the net worth's got 3k, and the best thing you can do, just kill him.
Great
Drops him back
there.
down, you see him go from 3k down to 2.7k.
Great setup there by Bone. He knew he just had to stun.
Wow, Artstyle. He completed the TP right in front of the tower, right in front of the heroes with the familiars up, and they just stunned him and killed him. Free goal.
Very questionable play, and this is going to turn into most likely 2 towers. And deal a bit of damage to the tier 3 tower, but I think they stayed a bit too long.
Speaking of staying, they're going from Bone7. Once again, Artstyle, the newest addition to NaVi, finds himself being picked off, so you got no one dying here, and the rest of the C9 lineup is ready to go.
Now they're going back into
and another EMP tornado. Oh, they got no mana in the tank apart from no Talos, Misery and Envy, but Bone7 and Fader are dry, but they already able to get that stun off. Phonics blinks himself away to safety, but this tower's down now to half of his life. The Hand of God from Chensko trigger 2 to keep these creep waves alive, and they turn. Vorce stunned up. The Eclipse is also going to go off here from Envy, and Vorce getting beaten down. The Relocate pulling it back, and the Sora keeps him alive. Artstyle drops the Tombstone. They need to get rid of this nice and quickly, and they're able to do so, but another EMP tornado from Dendi. This control factor is just so big. Nortel wants to get out, but the Cold Snap from Dendi cancelling the TP away, but at the same time, it's again Artstyle, the casualty of war, having his 3rd death now here on the bottom lane. The Cloud9 resummoning of Familiars, some heavy damage coming in, and a big Sonic Wave from Phonic, catching out most of Cloud9. There's still a lot of return with the Soul Rip damage. Vorce is alive too. That physical DPS trying to find Visage and pick him off, and he's got him down too. That's another kill coming the way of NaVi. They chase after Fader, and Cloud9, they really try to force the issue, get a pre-15-minute GG call, and they may have just paid the heftiest price they could have. At the same time, the Visage is getting a triple kill with just Familiars. So, it's not a completely clean fight here for NaVi.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think C9 overstayed their welcome. That's what I meant to mention earlier. The reason they did this is because I was like looking...
Tier 1 tower's going to be taken out by the Visage, so no surprise, Misery's being everywhere, but on the bottom lane, Fader, well, it looks like he's in trouble, but now he's going to go Invis. Sentry Ward's down, so that Invis isn't helping him off, and Envy just lets off the Eclipse. A lot of it's being tanked up by a Vorce, and they relocate back out to safety. Artstyle going to drop the Tombstone, which means now Misery's going to die, and NaVi getting back-to-back fights here. They do have Dendi with an EMP in 5 seconds time. He's also got Invoke now available as well. Nortel trapped in the tree line. Artstyle and that Oldman form is a triple kill, in fact, for Vorce, who is the man just letting off all the sprays. Bone7 is still alive in here, and I think he's looking for a pick off on Dendi, and he's going to get it. The Troll Trap going to work here from Nortel, but Artstyle's not giving up the fight. Vorce getting rid of the Outforce, but from Bone7, the double stun, the Tornado. Artstyle, he's overstaying his welcome once again. Soul Rip in 1 second time can keep him alive for the moment, and then a TP out. Bone7, no stuns available. So Spy Carapace will not cancel that TP. Obviously, he wasn't doing any damage to him. We've got one Mud Golem trying to scout out who's where. And the rest of Chen Army's there too, and well, Tombstone down. Dendi did find the EMP Tornado, is over on Big Daddy, and he's got enough melee off the Hand of God, but now he's completely bone dry, and they're chasing after Misery. A new set of Familiars do come up into the air, and they're going to drop down pretty quickly. And this will buy some time for getting 4-man stuns, and he's still inside the tree lines, and the Breeze Fire hurting hard. Sonic Wave as well. Fader, they got enough to survive. The big double stun as well coming in from Bone7. NaVi get controlled, and they're basically being, well, I want to say choke pointed out inside the jungle, but that's what it feels like. That fight happened in such a small area, and now Avast, a little bit of space to be created by Denny's Tornado. But he's on the run from familiars that have their stomp. So number 1 down, number 2 down, Bone 7 comes in, the Cold Snap slowing him down, but Avast, well, he's still got a little bit more mana, but no stick charges. The 4-star from Denny, not a tower to protect him yet, but he keeps his back to Cloud9. That's why he's so tanky. Another stun, Denny with the EMP. Okay, Cloud9 will finally give up on this, or will they? That's a relocate coming in from Sneeko and Avast. It's like they want to try and fight, but Cloud9 this time they back up at the right time. They're going to find Bone 7 up with the Tornado, and Avast going to stick right behind him. They've still got the Sentry Ward there, but there's no mana for the Vendetta. Even with now the 10 stick charges, he's still too short from this. Avast waiting out perfectly. These stuns coming in from the Mud Columns before staffing Denny forward onto the Cold Snap. Bone 7 still not enough mana to do anything. They're trying to actually, well, it's the Chen creatures that are being sent back, realizing that he is going to die. So Bristleback finds the kill after a very extended fight, which did not start well for NaVi. Avast didn't put the second point up into Warpath. He's level 11, only got 1 point up in Warpath.
I mean, you go from 5 to 6 stacks, it's a bit more damage. I'm not sure why he chooses to do that.
Sorry, I'm watching Bone 7 just be such a dick to art style. And now, well, the EMP's going to burn him up. Sneeko does manage to relocate himself in, trying to give a little bit more help here. The Spirit's not enough damage to kill off Bone 7, but Avast, as well as Denny, they move forward. Sonic Wave in from Funning, still having killed off Bone 7, was the Meg to do some work, and Avast, Crimson Guard and 1 charge just keep his life up quite high. Fader just wants to get out of this one, so it's a Nyx for an Undying as the trade-off, but a heavy commitment from both sides for Avast. It's not like he was short of money. And they're going to try and punish it. Bone 7 finds Sneeko, misses the stun, however. And, well, Funnick quickly up there, goes for the Shadow Strike. They want to try and pick up Bone 7 and really punish him hard. 15 one-charges are available. He's going to use all of them right now, but there's no other teammates coming to help him out. So it's still death no matter what.
That's a very costly play. No, it's a kill. And now with the change of cloak as well, 5% more magic resistance is quite some. It's not that little. And it will definitely help our style to survive the Nyx here.
Fader, Sneeko starts on him. They're going to trigger the dust. There's no way for Fader. Well, he can't go in for this again anyway, but Avast might be a little bit more trouble. Here comes that Tombstone. Artstyle still the front lines. Decay taking as much of the life away from Cloud9 as possible. Avast lives for such a long period of time as Denny's EMP burns out Cloud9. So there's nothing available. And then the Sonic Wave in with the Scream. They're so low, but they're not going to die. Scream in 2 seconds time. It's the Aegis the Immortal on the back of the Queen of Pain. Have to be careful about. Big Day's got 25 HP, but Fader already got himself a triple kill. The blink away by Funnick. He's out to safety. And Cloud9 take a 3-for-0 trade-off after what was a large amount of damage from Funnick, but nothing to put him in. In fact, it was a 4-for-0 when you take into account the Aegis as well.
So far what I noticed throughout the entire was just too much of a rush in where no one was exactly ready. And if they would have taken the fight from start on with Funnick, Funnick would have killed 2-3 people there.
They're coming down from bottom lane. The relocate in from Sneeko, trying to force Bone 7 as far away as possible. Misery, okay, with the familiar damage, Sneeko's going to drop. Avast might be isolated. The deafening blast arrives from Denny at the right time, stunning up Misery, but he's got 3 familiars here, perfectly micro to control up Avast and Denny, but the Tornado is still too powerful. Reaches down to him, and Misery with the Cold Snap, he'll get 1 soul assumption damage out, but now he's going to be careful about losing his familiars. The Crimson Guard helping to protect Dendy, and they're able to pick off one of these familiars. Just lost 2 Spirit Balls to him.
And if they don't watch out, this can end very crucial here for NaVi. The top tower is for sure an objective here for them to take. It's quite low. They're trying to get her up for top, as you can see. Enemies also
controlled. First Centaur stun, then Nyx stun, then Dragon Tail. And Avast, the Tornado is coming in too late. 1 charges, Soul Rip, Crimson Guard. How much have you got? Sneeko with the Meg Charge and Tether. They keep Avast alive, but again, the commitment's just so high to make it happen. No Tail sending back Fader. He'll TP back out himself, and these familiars, they actually find Dendy, 4-staff away the right time, evading Bone 7's Impale, and that might mean the Bone 7's going to drop. The Centaur army coming up from No-Tail, but it can't do much more here. So again, Bone 7. This is actually, like, what, the 3rd time we've now seen a disengagement from Cloud9 when Bone 7's just left behind.
In the meantime, though, Envy is getting quite some space to farm. Bottom, though, getting initiated on.
Well, even relocate in for it, but Envy's able to TP out in time.
Just know he's able to stop that TP.
Oh, look at him come onto the top lane. Like, you've just lost the Undying here. Denny's hanging around, but Cloud9 know exactly where they're coming back to. But then again, they're not committing properly to the fight. Is there a stun? Is there... No, Denny doesn't have anything available. His Invoke was on cooldown, so all he could do was throw down, what, a cold wall, and actually went for Alacrity.
That was a great event, as well.
So they go. 99 HP. The Chen army, Notal was right behind him as well, but Dragon Knight's the man who's doing most of the work. Slowing down now onto a Vorst. I'll send him up and towards the air and buy that space to retreat back out again. These NaVi supports just keep dying. Like Wisp is 0.
Before in the top lane, you could see the Silver Edge play coming.
Zone 7. Careful. The Hex, the Undying Tombstone. Okay, this almost feels like that TP from Arnstyle on the bottom lane. A team is doing Roshan. You know you're up against a Nixus.
There was no smoke, no nothing. They saw how they walked in, so... Questionable play here.
They're relocating top lane. Yep, coming in after Misery. If they can get rid of this Visage as well with Nixus Assassin down, it will come at a cost, however, as once again Artstar being left behind. That's the Wisp. Is he actually going to bring back the Bristleback as well? Yeah, he does. A Vorst will be here, and look at Saneko dying to the Eclipse of Eternal Envy. There is more support here from Queen of Pain, but then again is there. He has to blink himself away, and a Vorst will just get nuked down. The Aegis Immortal will trigger. Dandy is on his way, but doesn't have Tornado skilled up at the moment. In fact, Fader is sitting there and waiting for him, going to isolate him with the Familiar, so Danny's going to drop too. And a Vorst BKB's TP's out, so he had the ability to escape, yet Danny still tried to come in and save him, and lost his life for it. Cloud
has no problems. At the same time, you really can't underestimate Silver Edge, plus Luna damage. The ultimate on one target is just too high.
There's your fortification now coming up from NaVi. The Tombstone as well as the Decay being used on Fader. He's going to be careful. He's dropping pretty quickly up against a Vorst. Niga coming in too. Arstyle, however, he just dies so quickly. With the Visage Familiars focusing him down. A Vorst still trying to get back to front lines, but Fader taking away this passive. Watch a Vorst die. Funny comes back in for another scream, but there's nothing more to scream about. They're just dying left, right, and center. Saneko is the only sole survivor for NaVi, even though Denny will respawn now in 1 second. They will lose their mid-ranks, and they're going to lose Saneko. He's going to relocate back onto the spot. Fader was waiting for him. So the Wisp will drop, and the beautiful thing about Glaze, once you've gone through the towers, the buildings are just so easy to mop up after that. That's exactly what they're doing. In fact, the Glaze are bouncing so far up, they're helping Bone 7 try and kill off Dandy. But Dandy's not going to let Bone 7 get out of here. In fact, he's in range now of the top tier 3 tower, and that's enough damage. Bone 7 will drop. Eternal Envy also coming in a little bit too deep. But there's no one else from NaVi apart from Denny to try and slow this down. In fact, it's good.
A crazy amount of damage out of that hero. And now with the Familiars, it's very, very hard.
Wow. That's
Volker, 2 mana burns means more than half of your HP. It's ridiculous.
Also the beauty of something like a Vendetta too. Like you're always going to have your ultimate even twice during team fights.
Oh, not to mention actually the way Vendetta works. Initiation.
Here they come. Yep, stun. Look at Arstyle. He just explodes so quickly. They try and keep him up. There's buyback time, but there's only Bristleback who's got it. And a Vorst, he's standing his ground up against Envy. At least his Quill Spray's starting to stack up. And NaVi, they've done very well to keep as many of these players alive as possible. Dendy is still going to end up dropping. As Saneko, Troll trapped up, they have to get rid of this Wisp. Now a Vorst has lost his extra buffer. And they've also lost their bottom rags. And I think this is almost the time to call. In fact, there it is from Arstyle. He's had enough of getting killed. It was already 11 deaths for him in just this first game of the series. But Cloud9, they kind of felt like they were trying to force the issue a little bit too early, but they still win the game at the end of the day. That's what counts.
No, definitely. I think they forced it a bit too early. Overall, good performance by them. I would say they still had the game from the start to the mid-game. There was one upsetting moment when they got the Roche and they lost 2 team fights in a row, but still, as soon as they grouped